So I've seen a lot of talk on social media lately debating if LeBron is still one of the top players in the league currently. And one of the main arguments I've seen persist lately is the debate of who's better between Jayson Tatum and LeBron James. This is a debate I definitely wanted to talk about, as well as the debate on if LeBron is still one of the top players in the NBA. We're going to take a look at some stats and numbers today to see if we can come down to a definitive conclusion on those arguments after all. If you guys enjoyed the video, then please give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. So LeBron James, one of the most polarizing players in NBA history and a man who so often finds himself as the topic of conversation and debates by fans and media. Well, as mentioned, there's been a lot of conversations recently that interested me, and I felt that'd be fun to talk about in a video. The first we're going to touch on is the LeBron versus Jayson Tatum debate. Jayson Tatum is the best player on the team that's pretty much guaranteed to finish the season with the best record in the league, and you can't take away from the fact that he's been great this season. While his points per game average is down from last season, that was to be expected after the offseason that the Celtics had. Regardless though, Tatum is averaging 27.1 points per game, which is the 8th most in the league, 8.3 rebounds, 4.9 assists, along with 1 steal and 0.6 blocks per game, while shooting it at 47% from the field and 37% from 3. Comparing LeBron's stats to Tatum's, while Tatum has LeBron beat in points per game average, rebounds per game, and is averaging less turnovers, LeBron's averaging more assists, more steals, and the same amount of blocks per game, while shooting nearly 6% better from the field and nearly 3% better from 3. He's increased his three-point percentage so much that as of the time of this recording, he's shooting the best three-point percentage of his entire career. Tatum does have him beat in terms of free throw percentage though. We still don't have a definitive answer, though, of who's been the better player this season. I think most people would agree Tatum has the better teammates, thus making sense why the Celtics have a much better record overall. But the Celtics also don't have a single player who is suited up for them this season that has accumulated a negative plus-minus rating, opposed to the Lakers, who have just 7 players with positive plus-minus ratings this season. When looking at how the Lakers fare with LeBron on the court versus off the court, the Lakers have a positive plus-minus rating, and even despite their 5-4 record when LeBron doesn't play, they've really struggled without him as they've accumulated a negative 4.5 net rating when LeBron isn't on the court. Opposed to the Celtics with versus without Jayson Tatum, who seem to thrive either way, as with Tatum they have a 12.3 net rating and without him they have a 9.6 net rating. Kind of showing that while Tatum of course is necessary in order for the Celtics to contend for a title, they still have a team that could be a top 6 seed in the East even without him. Taking a more in-depth look at those numbers, when Tatum is on the court for the Celtics, the team has a plus 3.1 offensive rating, but their opponent's offensive rating actually improves when Tatum is on the court opposed to off of it, versus LeBron, who makes a plus 6.4 difference when on the court. His opponents see a negative 1.3 decrease when he's on the court, and the difference overall is plus 7.6, further showing just how more important LeBron is for the Lakers than Tatum is for the Celtics. Beyond just the debate surrounding LeBron and Tatum, this is one of the best seasons of LeBron's career, and we're talking about a guy who's currently playing in his 21st season. If we look at the players to put up the numbers that LeBron has this season, which has been 25 or more points, 7 or more rebounds, 7 or more assists, and a true shooting percentage of 61% or higher, there's only 5 guys to ever do so: Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, James Harden, LeBron James, and Nikola Jokic. Then once again this season, both LeBron James and MVP frontrunner Nikola Jokic are doing it once again. Not only are we talking about 2 Hall of Famers who have done it, as well as 3 men with guarantees to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, but Jokic won MVP the 2 seasons that he did it, and Bird, Harden, and Jordan all came top 3 in MVP voting when they did it. While LeBron did come second in voting when he averaged those numbers in 2018, he did not in 2017 and will not this season, as Jokic, who's once again putting those numbers up this season, is the frontrunner, and LeBron's nowhere to be found on the NBA's MVP ladder. Am I saying LeBron should be the MVP this season? No, definitely not. But I think we aren't making a big enough deal out of just how incredible he's been this season and the fact that there's simply not many players in the league currently who are better than him. One of those players I think most basketball fans, including myself, would say is better than LeBron currently is Giannis Antetokounmpo. When looking at fourth quarter scoring for this season, Giannis has been the absolute best, scoring the most points in the fourth quarter of anybody in the entire NBA, while shooting the best field goal percentage of any player in the fourth. That's great, but an old man by the name of LeBron James just happens to be tied with Giannis for the most points scored per game in the fourth quarter, while shooting the 3rd best fourth quarter percentage of any player, only behind Giannis himself and Jalen Williams. I think that stat speaks for itself. Oh, and by the way, LeBron's averaging the 4th most fourth quarter assists per game as well. Beyond the fourth quarter stats, let's look at one of my favorite advanced stats, VORP, which is a great estimate of the impact a player has as it shows the box score estimate of points a player contributed to over a replacement player. When looking at the best players in the category this season, you have the MVP frontrunner, Nikola Jokic, 3 MVP candidates after him, a man who's currently 6th in the NBA's MVP ladder in Sabonis, and LeBron James, who is nowhere to be found in the MVP race, ahead of other candidates such as Tatum, Kawhi, his teammate Anthony Davis, and Kevin Durant, among other players. When looking at the rankings for box score plus minus, which is an estimate of the points per 100 possessions that a player contributed to, you have the MVP frontrunner, 4 of the top 6 MVP candidates, the league leader in assists, and there at number 7 is the oldest player in the league, LeBron James. We're talking about a man who's 15th in points per game average, 8th in both assists per game and total assists on the season, as well as top 5 in assist percentage, which is the percentage of teammate field goals that a player assisted on while on the court. Oh, and he's also got the 7th most triple-doubles in the league this season. The man is still simply put one of the top players in the entire NBA, and the fact that the oldest player in the game still even has an argument to being a top 5 player in the league is wild to think about, but based on what I showed you today, I'm sure calling him a top 5 player isn't too much of a stretch after all. And this season, with him also being one of just 2 players in NBA history to average 25 or more points, 7 or more rebounds, 7 or more assists, and shoot at least 40% from 3, alongside prime Larry Bird and himself while a member of the Miami Heat, I'd say this is still one of the best seasons of LeBron's career, even despite the Lakers' struggles. With the ongoing debate surrounding LeBron online, let me know your opinion in the comments on the LeBron vs. Tatum debate, your top 5 players in the league currently, or anything relating to the topics we talked about today. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, then make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I am out. Peace.